Welcome to the Courage Barbell Unlimited podcast with your host, legendary powerlifter and strength athlete, Chad Ikes. For most, the journey of strength starts in the gym, but should inevitably expand through all aspects of life. Join us as we discuss all things strength. Now, here's your host, Chad Ikes.
Welcome to an episode of The Quotes. I was just smiling because I was listening to the intro of All Things Strength. And a lot of people would probably be like, well, what does quotes have to do with strength? And I think the two quotes I'm going to cover tonight kind of explain that. So I've been behind on my quotes sections. I'm trying to get everything leveled out where I can and schedule everything so I can manage to keep up with all the stuff I have going until the point where I can expand and actually hire some help. But right now it's 10 o'clock at night, and I've kind of been struggling with some shit in life, but that is life. Life is struggle. And it's also nice, easy times. It's ups and downs. It's strikes and gutters. That's life. So late at night, I like the night. I've been thinking about it. I went, man, I should just sit down and do a couple quote sessions before I go to sleep. So the first quote from Lao Tzu, and it is, knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. There is to know other people. You can't, I don't know if you could ever really know someone else, but to have the intelligence to read people and listen to people and kind of understand and be able to see what they're going through is definitely a skill. And that's a skill of intelligence in my mind. But the wisdom to know yourself is a whole different thing. And something that I see very few people are good at. I don't even consider myself good at it yet, but it's something I strive for and I work really hard to do. The other quote is from Aristotle. It is, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. And I like this one too because so many things in life and so many things that I see people doing, they don't have a good foundation. So they might do good for a while, but then it crumbles. And they're not continually building on themselves because they don't have a strong enough foundation to continue to build. They may build a little bit, fall apart, build a little bit more, fall apart, build a little bit, fall apart. But what should happen is throughout life, we should be continually building on ourselves. And yeah, you might have ups and downs. You might have a few walls fall down. But if your foundation is solid, you can keep building up. And I think in terms of strength, when you're training your body, when you first start, almost anything will work. It's easy to go from weak to less weak. It's easy to go from weak to, yeah, you're kind of strong. But once you get strong, to get stronger, to get to, say, a national level, to get to a world level, to get to like an all-time level, everything changes. It gets tougher and tougher and tougher. And what I've seen lately in the world of strength is I see a lot of people that have that potential to go to those next levels. But where they fall apart is in knowing themselves, in they have some intelligence and training, but they don't, and some can even point things out in other people, but they can't point it out in themselves. They don't have that wisdom that you reach a level where it's not really about all this intelligence to know how to train. It's more about having the wisdom to go, yeah, I know all this stuff. I'm not worried about it. I know programming and nutrition. I know this, I know that. But I need the wisdom to see what's going on in my body and to see what I need. And then to trust myself, to trust what my body's telling me. And the wisdom to go, hey, I'm getting sucked in to the societal norms, or I'm getting sucked in by the people I've surrounded myself with who are all like mediocre lifters, or who are lifters who may have made it to a certain level, but the rest of their life's falling apart. It's having the wisdom to go, no, I need to separate myself from these people. I need to put myself in an area that's going to be best for me. And I think this expands out further into relationships, careers, life. It seems to me there's a lot of people just floundering out there. And I would even say that at times in my life, I was that same way. And I didn't have the wisdom to look inside myself and to know myself and not allow myself to fool myself. Our brain is really good at tricking ourselves, even to the point that sometimes you have to wonder what you really want when your emotions and feelings have already predetermined what they want, and now they're trying to play with your psyche to get that. And you've got to weed through all the shit. I mean, there's so much shit in life and in social media that we have to weed through. And that's tough enough to have the strength and courage to go inside yourself and really look through that and look at yourself and reflect inward is a whole nother skill. It's a whole nother level of courage. It's a whole nother level of dedication, of effort. But really, that's where it all starts. Until you master yourself, you're not going to master anything else. Until you learn how to truly read your emotions, to know how your emotions are going to make you react, and then react in the most logical way. This is a big skill, and it all starts from within. So I think instead of looking for all these different solutions that we look for and trying to go down all these rabbit holes, we need to start by looking for wisdom, looking for the wisdom in ourselves and mastering ourselves. And then everything else is going to come much smoother, much easier. And we're going to make much more headway. So these are a couple of interesting quotes. Aristotle, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Doesn't wisdom start with the idea of, hey, I need to know myself? I don't know. Knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. Lao Tzu. I think there's definitely a difference there. I think knowing yourself it's easier to read other people than to read yourself because, like I said, you have those feelings and those emotions and you have your unconscious. And we're human. I mean, we're human. We still have some animal instincts. We still have these fears. But to be able to look through those and look past those, that's where the wisdom is. And that's what's going to guide you on the most efficient path to your goals, to finding that life of success. Kind of what you deem as success, but a life with meaning. All right, guys and gals. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope it gives you something to think about. And as always, you can follow my Instagram, Chad Ikes. If you have thoughts on this, I'd love to hear them. I like to hear other people's perspective because, well, that helps me learn. It helps me become better too. And follow Courage Barbell YouTube channel. Listen to our other episodes in this podcast. Check out CourageBarbell.com. Pick up some apparel. And until next time, I'm out of here.
Thanks for listening to the Courage Barbell Unlimited podcast. For more information, please visit CourageBarbell.com. Until next time.